How's it going, everybody, and welcome back to another video. So today we are going to be doing some more PVM. We've got a little bit of Nex in this episode. I don't want to stay on Nex too long because I've done a lot of Nex over the previous episodes and I don't know whether people are getting a little bit bored of it. But Nex is one of those bosses that I can definitely see progress when I do actually manage to make any, so it's just why I like doing it. But do let me know if people are getting a little bit bored of seeing Nex, because I do enjoy it, but I also want to make some sort of varied content. So we also will be doing a little bit of Beastmaster. I actually thought it was the first time I'd done it, but apparently not. I'd done a kill before. And also we'll be actually getting into the first kind of, I guess, endgame PVM. We're going to be doing a little bit of duo Raksha today as well. This will actually be the first time I've attempted Raksha, and I'm sure you guys will be able to tell just from the video alone. So as usual, any tips, let me know, because I'm sure they'll help me in the long run. If this is the kind of content that you guys enjoy, then please do give the video a like. Do subscribe if you are new, and do comment down below on just how badly I am doing learning this whole PVM thing. Alright, so starting off with Nex. For anyone that did watch the last episode, you'll know that I got my first solo kill. However, this was using a yak, and I used a lot of supplies throughout these kills. And a lot of comments on that video, and sort of messages I've got in-game, have been people basically saying, get rid of that yak as soon as possible. Everyone's been telling me to get an eye-hill and pretty much just try to learn with that so that I kind of force myself not to use as many supplies. Now, the reason that I used a yak in the first place was because about a month or two before I got that first solo kill, I tried using an eye-hill and it just didn't go well. I suppose back then I wasn't really using defensives, I wasn't using my defender, and yeah, I don't know, it just wasn't a really good time. But I thought, you know, seeing as everyone was telling me to do it, I thought I'd just take the plunge, and I tried using an eye-hill, and actually the first hour I didn't even record just because I wanted to concentrate on the fight. But my first attempt I actually managed to get a kill with the eye-hill. I pretty much used all my supplies, but it was a kill. The second attempt I'd actually done pretty similar. I used almost all my food, but I managed to get the kill, and I actually managed to get a Torva boots drop. Unfortunately, I wasn't recording at the time, but I did record them in my inventory with the chat message, so I wasn't really expecting to get any kills at this point, so that's why I wasn't really recording, and I just really wanted to focus on the actual fight. Now, I can pretty much get consistent kills with a eye-hill. There's still an absolute ton of improvement that I could be doing. My kill times are sort of between 4.5 minutes to 5 minutes for a solo. I do really need to work on not eating so much food and using up so many supplies. I don't know what I can do about it, really. I am trying to use defensives, but I don't know, I'm just going through food quite a lot. I actually feel like I don't use that many supplies up until about blood phase, and then I just seem to absolutely just munch through all of my food. I don't know what it is. But I do feel like I'm making a ton of improvements. You know, if somebody told me a month ago to go solo next, then I would have just said, not a chance. And now I can solo with a eye-hill, and, you know, it just feels like progress to me. Now, before we move on, I just want to say, again, real quick, thank you very much to everybody. To everybody that is subscribed and has recently subscribed, it's absolutely crazy to me. The last video I posted, I think I was at about 470 subscribers, and hitting 500 was a massive milestone in my head that I've had for a while. And you guys have absolutely shot past that, and we're already at like 550. I just want you guys to know that I really appreciate it, and if anyone is new, then please do consider subscribing. Alright, so moving on, we ended up going to Beastmaster, and honestly I really don't remember ever doing this, but apparently I had 1 KC before doing this, and apparently you have to do something about resetting for loot, but I didn't know this before going in for the first fight. So with the first kill I actually didn't get any loot at all, and honestly I think it's a little bit weird that you have to reset for loot. I don't know what that mechanic really is. You would just kind of assume that maybe it would like auto reset after however many days it is that you're allowed to get loot. But it is what it is. Now, I'm going to be straight up with you guys and basically say I have no idea what I was doing in this fight. I'm sure that'll be pretty apparent from the video, but yeah, I have no idea what I was doing. Now, we were actually in a voice call on this, and I'm pretty sure it was Salty Llama that was the one telling everyone what they should and shouldn't be doing. If it wasn't, then I do apologise, but thank you to whoever was taking charge in the voice call, because I have no idea what I was doing. Pretty much my understanding of this fight from a DPS perspective was to pretty much kill the chargers as fast as possible, kill the aerits when they come out, and pray melee if they start smacking you in the face. And then pretty much once the big pets come out, get them down low but don't kill them. I have no idea why. That part wasn't really specified to me. And then we were told to pretty much be on Beastmaster for a good chunk of time until I guess a certain amount of HP before moving back onto the pets. I don't know if anyone in the comments can sort of clear up why we were doing that, because pretty much during this I was pretty much just doing what I was told and not really knowing why. I mean, I could probably just go away and watch a guide or something for future attempts, which I might do, but it kind of is what it is. It was a pretty cool fight and I enjoyed doing some sort of PvM with the clan. And to top it off, on the second kill, I actually managed to get an ability codex from it. So that was another nice 36 mil-ish or so for, you know, any upgrades towards my PvM gear. I still have an absolute ton of upgrades that I need to get before God Wars Dungeon 3 comes out. And I really don't think there's that much time left before it actually gets released. We apparently have the final quest before the actual dungeon gets released next week, and I'm going to assume that the actual dungeon comes out probably about a month after that. It may even be sooner, I really don't know, but it's really not far away. So I really need to make some money and buy some gear, real soon. Alright, so we're going to finally move on to some more endgame PvM, and we are going to be doing some Raksha for the first time. Now these were my first attempts, so please be gentle in the comment section. But honestly, I actually really enjoyed this fight. It's pretty fun to do. I think I would absolutely hate it as a solo. I really can't see how I would even manage to get a solo kill on this. And I 100% got carried through this whole fight. Now one thing I noticed through this fight is that, I mean, it could probably be latency issues, but I found that trying to prayer switch throughout this fight was not always going correctly. There was definitely times where it was 100% my fault. But there was also times where I was 100% pressing the prayer switch and it took like 2 seconds for the actual game to register that I'd changed the prayer. But yeah, there was also many times where I double pressed it and I would turn my prayer off and get hit. So I'm not trying to make excuses, but not all the prayer switches were my fault. Or at least that's what I'm going to tell myself. There was definitely times I died during this. It was usually just something stupid that I'd forgot to do, either a prayer switch I'd forgotten to hit or not eating up before the orb things that you've got to click. But yeah, this boss was actually super fun for me, and it gave me a really good chance to start using defensives properly. As I started to get sort of more used to the mechanics and a bit more comfortable with the fight, I started trying to use things like resonance to get a proper heal off, because I knew I was eating a lot of supplies throughout these fights. Occasionally I would also try and soul split switch to get that extra bit of healing while doing the DPS. Sometimes that would work out, sometimes it wouldn't. I think I just need to get a bit more practice in. But I just keep trying these little things here and there just to essentially get better at doing it sort of more naturally. Now, going into the final phase, I don't know if this is the same for everyone or if it's just something I thought I noticed, but it felt way harder to prayer switch in time on this phase. I don't know if Raksha actually attacks faster in the final phase or if it just felt that way. But I'm not sure, I felt like I was taking a lot more damage in that final phase. I'm still not 100% sure what I'm doing in that phase, I guess I'm just DPSing the whole time. And I kind of feel like I might have got carried through the shield part, because honestly my DPS was really not very good at all. So actually on our second kill we managed to get a drop. We managed to get the Greater Chain ability, and honestly I kinda wish that it was on my log, just because then I could say 2kc codex. But getting that was such good motivation to keep going. I think the split was about 82 mil each, which again, I am not going to say no to 82 mil. I really need a ton of upgrades and pretty fast, honestly. So we've actually done pretty well for GP in this episode. It's about 150 mil for all the sort of broadcasted drops. So we're definitely getting closer to buying some of these more expensive upgrades. But yeah, Raksha was pretty fun. I'm definitely looking forward to doing more in the future, as long as Init doesn't mind carrying me. My PB for Raksha is like 5 minutes 18. And I'm fairly certain that Init can do it solo in like 3 minutes or less. So I definitely know I'm a detriment to him taking me, but I appreciate the carries and the chance to learn the fights. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for today's video. So like I've said before, any tips, chuck them down in the comments so that I can read them and try to take a mental note of them. If you are new and you did enjoy it, then please do subscribe. And as usual, like it if you like it, dislike it if you dislike it, and I'll catch you in the next one.